Hi there, welcome to my channel. Please excuse the roosters in the back. They're just a part of this video today. So I am making this video, first of all, to put myself out of my comfort zone. This is all new to me and just something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. But I finally have the courage to do so. And this video especially is really important to me. I know that conceiving it can be a difficult subject to talk about. I know it was for me when we started our journey. So yeah, let's get into it. So I will start from the beginning and tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Bree. I'm 27 years old, just turned 27. I've been married for almost 4 years, with my husband for 5. And when we first got together, he had told me straight away that he wasn't looking to have kids, that he already had one when he was 17, and that he had a vasectomy. Now, at this time in my life, I wasn't like, oh, I need to have kids or anything like that. But as time went on and like the love that I had grew like for him, I definitely started thinking about it and wanting that. So my husband had his daughter, Candace, when he was 17. And obviously that changed his life dramatically. And we are so happy to have her in this world with us now. But that made him want to get a vasectomy. So he got that done, I think when he was 20, so really young. So when we got together, I knew that he had already had a vasectomy for almost 10 years. And the one thing I did know about vasectomies was the longer the period of time that went on, the less successful, I guess, you would be with getting it reversed and having success getting pregnant. So we went on like the first year of knowing each other, of me thinking, oh, well, maybe I'll be that one person that, the 1% or whatever that gets pregnant. So I would test every few months, or anytime I would feel a certain way or feel emotional or whatever it may be, I'd be like, babe, I need to get a test, like we could be pregnant. And he did it for me, but he knew the odds and knew that it most likely wasn't going to happen. So about a year goes by, we get married, and then I'm like, I really want to have a kid. And he had rethinked the whole idea and was like, okay, well, I love you very much. I never thought that I would have another child, but with you, I could see that. So at this point, we were living in a condo in downtown San Diego. Definitely wasn't the dream place to start trying, because it was a studio apartment, and at that point we had our daughter Candace was, let's see, 12 and a half or so, and so she would come on the weekends, and it just wasn't the right time. And I knew that I wanted to build a solid relationship with Candace and really build a bond between her and I before we brought another baby into this world. So some time had gone by, about another year or so, and we decided that we wanted to move to La Mesa to get a home, a real house that had room for Candace, her own room, that was close to her other house. And so we started the journey of searching for a home. So we found a place that was in the perfect area, great square footage, amazing backyard, and we're like, okay, we're gonna do this. It was a house built in the early 90s, so it needed a lot of work. It was like a 90s smart home. Like everything was white carpet. It had like the intercoms in each room and like the wall vacuum, but it definitely wasn't our style. And I've always loved design and really wanted to do a full remodel. So we started that journey, and that went on for 2 years, and we lived in a construction zone during that whole time. So there was demo and remodeling happening the whole time we lived there. So this was a really stressful time, and I didn't want to try to conceive when I was so stressed out. I knew it probably wouldn't work out anyways. So we were just busy doing our thing with the remodel, and once we finally got the house exactly the way I wanted it to be, COVID hit. And I was like, you know what? It's been really fun living here. We do have a nice backyard. We've, we got chickens and started raising chickens. We started a garden. And I'm like, I want to find someplace in San Diego that has more of this, more privacy, more land, to really go further into exploring living on the land, and it was making me really happy and really was fulfilling. So at this time, my mom had been battling breast cancer, and it was stage 3, and it was really scary, and she was living in Baja, Mexico at the time, but staying with us like during chemo and radiation. So I was like, you know what, Mom, life is short. I always knew as a little kid that one day when I got married, I want you to live on our property and just be a part of our life more and see your grandchildren. And so we made a plan that we were going to start looking for this dream kind of home and property. So we started looking, and one night it was like the newest post that had been uploaded on Zillow, and I just had such a good feeling about it. And so we were the first ones to ever see it, and we met the owners, and I cried my eyes out with her because she was just such a special woman, and this was such a special property, and I felt such peace here and just felt like it was our forever home. So we decided to purchase it, and my mom got a fifth wheel and brought that on the property, and we've just been enjoying living out here in Jamul. It's been just the greatest blessing and has brought so much peace into my life. And yeah, so once we moved here, I talked to my husband. I'm like, I think this is a place that we could really raise a family and raise them in a way where they get to appreciate nature and animals and grow food and see how food is grown and enjoy it more when they eat it and just all of that. So my husband surprised me and had scheduled to get a vasectomy reversal. And at this time it was pretty expensive. It was probably about $8,000, but he knew that it was the right time and that he wanted to expand our family as well. So we knew this guy that had just had a reversal done, and it had been like 15 years since he had his vasectomy. And so he found this guy that was like supposedly really good at the reversing it and had a really high success rate. So we had booked it, and it took like about 4 hours or so, the surgery. And after that, we couldn't have sex for a month. And then it was about 2 months after that the doctor said, okay, well, you can start trying, and maybe in 6 months or a year, it will happen for you. So I was hopeful, but also trying to be realistic, because I tend to get really high expectations with things in life and then get pretty disappointed when they don't work out. And so we waited the 2 months, started trying. And also something I should throw in is I, probably a year before the reversal, I had gone to my gynecologist because I was having really horrible cramps. They've been progressively getting worse over the last few years. Heavy flow, just feeling ovulation pain, and I just thought it was something to talk to a doctor about. And so I went and met my gynecologist, and he was like, yeah, it seems like you probably have endometriosis. And really, she fly? Really, the only way to help it is either to go on birth control. And so I had never been on birth control before, never wanted to, but the pain was really bad that I'm like, okay, let's try it out. So I had gone on that for a month, didn't like the way my body was feeling, went off of it. Went back and saw the doctor, and he said, getting pregnant would probably reverse the endometriosis and all the symptoms I was having. So I was like, well, great, that's the whole plan. I want to get pregnant, so hopefully, after that, the pain will go away. But knowing that endometriosis could cause fertility issues. And I've had never been pregnant before, and just didn't really know. I knew that some women just couldn't get pregnant, and then we had the issues with my husband and his vasectomy, and so we kind of had a lot of odds against us, but I was trying to stay positive. And so after my husband had his reversal, I became pretty obsessed with trying to get pregnant. It was a pretty down time in my life where it was all I thought about. I would watch videos on YouTube of women, trying to conceive and what they did, and just trying to relate to other women. And I got the Peanut app, where it's a whole bunch of women in different parts of their life. So they could be new moms, they could be pregnant, they could be trying to conceive, and it felt nice to be part of a community where I could see other women going through the same thing. But it was also pretty depressing because it was women trying so hard and then me comparing myself, and it was just, I kind of went down the rabbit hole with that. And then social media, Instagram didn't help either. I felt like everywhere I looked and turned, someone was pregnant. And I just felt really alone and thought, gosh, how could a woman's body create life? How could my body create life? Like, that is just such a miracle. And I was really starting to doubt that my body could do that. So I took out these, they're called angel cards that I had in my side table that I've had for like 15 years. My sister gave them to me. And anytime I just needed a little message from my guardian angels, or just ask, what do I need in life? Where is my life going? I would do these cards. So I asked my guardian angels, please, like, help me know, like, is this something that's going to happen for me? Is it something that's going to be in my near future? Like, am I going to be able to have a child? And the card that I got was this guardian angel holding a baby and saying that your baby is, with us in heaven, and it's only a matter of time until you'll get to meet your baby. So that gave me a lot of hope. That made me get on a really positive journey of just knowing, what, it's going to happen. I can't control when it happens, but it's going to happen for me. So I started trying to be more positive, just go with the flow of things. And probably, let's say, 3 months after the reversal, I was walking on our property and I saw just this one random, by itself, poppy flower. Now, a poppy flower is pretty significant to me. My dad passed away when I was 12, and our family used to call him Poppy. And I always knew that if I was to have a girl, I was gonna name her Poppy. And so I just saw this flower just by itself bloomed, and I said to myself, I'm gonna have a little girl, and this is a sign showing me that she's out there. It's gonna happen when it happens. And so I changed the cover photo, my lock screen, to a field of poppy flowers. And I just really felt that she was out there waiting to come to me. So at this time I was like, you know what? It's gonna happen, but I'm still like trying my best to speed it up and try to control the situation, which you just can't do. So I decided to see an acupuncturist. And mainly the reason why I went was just to help calm myself and relax and, not try to control the situation as much. So I started going once a week for about a month. My acupuncturist recommended that my husband go as well. So we both did that, and I was feeling pretty good. So I was tracking my cycle and what days I should be ovulating on. And then I got the ovulation strips to take as well. I wasn't crazy about it. I wasn't taking it 3 times a day like some women would. I just took it once in the morning. And it showed me that I was ovulating when I thought I would be. And so that was pretty encouraging, that I'm like, okay, at least I'm ovulating. I know that, I feel it. So we started doing the thing during ovulation every other day. I heard that is the best way to do it. So we had been trying that for a few months, and nothing was happening. And so my mom's birthday was coming up, and I knew that I was going to be ovulating during that time. I was like, okay, you know, it's vacation. I heard that sometimes, like, you know, people get pregnant when they're on vacation, maybe because they're more relaxed or, you know, whatever that may be. So we ended up doing it during that time. And it was actually the month that I just let go. I was just like, you know what? I have faith that this is going to happen for me and it's going to happen for us. And I need to just release it to God and let it be. And, you know, it should happen for us. So, whew, that's a good pop. So after that trip, it was time for me to do my monthly, you know, checking if I was pregnant or not or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a test like I always do, hope that it's gonna say something, but you know, it's not. Like 2 lines are not gonna appear. And oh my gosh, I like almost forgot about the test and was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna look at it. And I look at it and I see the faintest line. And I'm like, you gotta be joking me. I was shaking. I ran straight out to my husband and was like, look, there's a second line. And he was like, didn't believe it. He didn't really know how it worked. And so I called my best friend and I'm like, so if I kind of see a second line, what does that mean? And she goes, if you see any second line, like you're pregnant. That's just what it is. And I was like, are you serious? And so it was only like 10 days like post ovulation. So pretty soon to like find out. So I was like, wow, I guess like my CG levels are pretty high. Like it popped up. So my husband's like, okay, well, you know, take a digital test. Like I'm excited, but I don't know. Like I need to see it say like pregnant. And I was like, well, the digital ones like usually aren't as sensitive, so it's probably not gonna pop up. And what do you know? Pops up and says pregnant. So that was a really amazing day, and I had just really believed that everything happens when it's supposed to happen. You really can't control life. I mean, obviously. And so I was really excited, but also really scared. I didn't believe it really that I was pregnant at first. And also I didn't want to get too attached because I'm like, oh gosh, now, you know, what if I have a miscarriage? So I'm just gonna kind of brush it off like, oh, it's nothing until I like hit 3 months. And then I'm like, okay, like this is real. So I had gotten sick. I got a cold when I was 5 weeks pregnant, and it really scared me. I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, is like the baby okay? Like, is there even a baby there? I know I got a positive test, but you know what, I need some help. I need to make sure that this baby is real. So I went to the emergency room and I waited there for a few hours, and I got a sonogram, and they're like, yep, the baby's there. You know, it's really too small for you to see, but it's in the exact right placement. You know, everything's good. So I was like, okay, thank goodness. And so then they had me go wait back in the waiting room for a while to do some blood tests. And there was this little girl with her mom. She, I guess, had hit her face or something, and she had an ice pack. She's probably about 4 years old, and I was like the creeper, just like kind of staring at her, like, oh, she's so cute, like, wow, like what if we have a girl? And so I'm sitting there, and then one of the nurses goes, Poppy, we're ready for you. And the little girl's name was Poppy. I had never heard anyone else with that name. And I just started bawling, and I told my husband, I was like, honey, we're having a girl. Like, this is a sign. We're having a girl. We're naming her Poppy. Like, I'm just ecstatic. So I left that day feeling a lot better about being pregnant, knowing that, you know, this baby was real. And now I am currently 22 weeks pregnant with a baby girl, and her name is Poppy. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video to just show people kind of my journey, not as much of like what I did to get pregnant, but more of just trusting in God, trusting in the universe, letting go. And I hope that this video could help someone out there. And yeah, so I will definitely be posting more videos. Let me know if you like this video. Please like it and subscribe if you can. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys next time.